Good day, good afternoon, and good evening. This is the African Crypto Warlord. Today we're looking at XRPUSDT, and we're going to be looking through the microscope of the 15-minute distribution cone. Okay? And what we'll see here is that it's going to run to levels and want to hit back to the mean. We haven't had any reason to print a new 15-minute cone because our previous data sets haven't said that there's zero volatility. Okay, so what we're looking for is, yes, we're down in these regions down here, but as you can see, there was big price action in previously here from cone to cone, so it's not to say that we can't do that again. But anyway, point being is now that we're back down here, we're below the mean, so are we looking to return to the mean? In the previous observation, what we did see was that what we did state is that we have a monthly VRE level down here at 45, and we have a weekly VRE level up in this region. So we demarcated a range, and now that we're stuck in this 15-minute cone, as you can see, it's sort of the further out you get from the cone, the more accurate it becomes. So now we should be coming up to today. There we go. So your general idea being is you start closing below the cone, you want to go reaching for like 4448. You start closing above the cone, you want to start reaching for so you close above this PB, you want to start closing for 4698. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're just going to flash on reverse wave trend. So this is how I look for levels of interest. Okay, cool. So as we can see, our monthly mean, what we did state is when we do get down here, if we don't break pretty much through the monthly mean too far, let's just say if we don't hit this reverse wave trend, this PB cone out here, what you will see is a bull div forming. So the fact that we've come this far down is a bit skeptical that we haven't touched the monthly mean. So maybe return into here, touch the monthly mean, or fail here and return here. If we were to put on reverse wave trends, we see some reverse wave trends up in these regions, which are general pullback targets to scalp for a continuation through if you're looking for further price action further down to ladder in. But what's going to sort of set a trigger off shortly, so about 40 minutes from now, is when this 15-minute reverse wave trend crosses the daily mean. So when we have that happen, there's going to be a magnet over here. So given that we have like 4 levels to the upside, just in 5 levels including the reverse wave trend, the PB coin, as you start pushing up through, there's a lot of cushion for bears to short, and the daily mean is only halfway through reverse wave trend. So you can obviously see you close below the reverse wave trend, you still have some bear divs to form. Let's go see what our upside target is. So if you can hold above this region here, which is quite far off from here, I know that, as you said, we're looking for a touch before we can sort of break up above into sort of want to go rush our weekly level. Okay, right now we are looking for a general play. Let's shuffle up this time. I'm going to put it on the 1 minute so that I can see and make a better observation for the end of the video. Okay, that PB cone can stay off. Okay, so what have we got? We have reverse wave trend holding up current price action on the 1 minute. Then we have some expansion to the downside, but not trending as of yet. Okay, so you close below this reverse wave trend, naturally you're gonna go test this sucker. Okay, so that's the 1 minute. 5 minute, we've had, okay, 1 minute flashes off. That's a general sell. Look for a mean. Let's say sometime during this video, look for the mean. Okay, so we have initial DLPs looking to mean revert to the upside contraction. Under what conditions? Contraction was positively correlated. It's going to push us below the reverse wave trend with a mean reversion. You close below this level here on your 5 minute, you will have confirmed mean reversion to the downside. Obviously, if you close above here, you can deny that bearish mean reversion play that's trying to happen here, which supports the bullish div out of here up into a region like here, 4576. So this is quite an integral part currently. 15 minute, let's see what backs that. So contraction, that's moved into positive drift. Mean reversion on 15-minute positive drift. We look like we're wanting to be pulling up off of this reverse wave trend. Given that there's a big wick and we didn't touch here, we know that it's for me, not so safe, so look to take profits at a decent level to see if you want to scalp back down into monthly mean. Expansion, sort of sloppy chips. Small candle here. Just needs to close this funny doji looking thing. You'll have this data quite easy to expand on the next column. Okay, 45 minute. Let's see what's those are low time frames wanting to kick around over here. Let's see what's sort of negating that. So we have positive drift, so it's looking pretty good on the 45 minute. Mean reversion has been absolutely nailed through DLP. We have some returns wanting to get greater than the others. That's cool. Blue flash off. So your blue flash stays off if you can hold above this VRE level over here. 90 minute has expansion to the downside. So the next best phase is we're going to have a contraction candle whilst these two are both in negative, which will add the positive drift. So the 90 minute is the guy that you, me, whoever it is that you'll want to drag out for as long as possible, because you have a mean reversion play coming with an outlier. This can be used as an outlier event, yes, but I prefer the monthly. As I say before, blue flashes off, just being beaten down here with the blue flashes. Returns can go one standard deviation positive under contraction bands, so if it does break out of the contraction bands, the price action will be at 4620, sorry. 3 hour, let's see, is this trend sort of coming to an end? The downside here, expansion, sort of not so much on the 3 hour, but we do have a bear div, waiting for the blue flash to switch off. So given that we have 2 hours and 36 seconds, 2 hours and 36 minutes, I would prefer for the 3 hour blue flash to end off. Then I might have a bit more bias to say that we might not come and touch this. But currently, if we close above here, as you can see, we have the bull div held already. So there's your bull div, wanting to, as we demarcated like a couple videos ago, I think it was 3, that's what we're looking for here. So we're just looking for a good place to base that bull div, make sure that we don't get rushed down. Looks like everybody's trying to start talking the same language. Yes, we have expansion and volatility whilst negatively correlated with the first one moving down, but the trend is not saying that is the case right now. So this thing, for this move to be have some continuation for it, we want to make sure that entropy over here gets into the bands, and then we'll know that once that happens, you'll definitely be breaking your first standard deviation to the downside. So it looks like this VRE level over here is what is basing price action currently. There's a nice little range in here for a little bit of panic selling to catch them out. But this is looking quite good now, not too bad. So we have initial contraction, negative drift with that one expanding. That's cool. That's expanding. So 75% bullishness. Having an outlier event. There we go. Picking it up. There's our blue flash off. Safety on the 12 hour. Watch for when blue flash gets triggered again at that level. Mark it out. And that can be the point of continuation through. If you hold it below that level when the blue flash comes. 24 hour. Let's have a look. You see 24 hours, so hitting its outlier, didn't get its full run. Now what gets interesting is because it's all the lower term time frames, there were the reverse wave trends on the lower term time frames that like to come through, break, hit the mean, have the bull div. I would say what we must maybe be cautious of is when this mean starts to get higher than these previous wicks, we must look for a test to this thing to see if the micro structure is now moving into macro structure. And that's, I know a lot of traders that trade like that, but that's my microstructure to large structure observations, is that it's coming in, smoking the reverse wave trend. Mean, okay, we have those guys erectiled. Then we're looking for a new trend, expansion, so those are fast moving guys, they say they're right. So we're looking to just break this contraction candle over here. And once that happens, you'll have continuation through. Is looking like it could be sideways because we have one DLP positive, one DLP negative. So it could be caught up in this range, which would give it time for these returns to change over. And as you can see here, negative returns have hit the outlier. Now they say that negative returns are starting to decay, which means that the down candles may not be getting as big as you would think. Okay, so sideways to less big down candles is that observation. And then let's go internet, let's go. That's there, that's flashed off, which does make sense. We've come off of a mean, rushing through, expansion. So we'll be looking for our 5-day is ready to get triggered. Okay, as we had this in our yesterday's stream, what we'll be looking for is an expansion in this. This goes red, both them go red, whilst both pieces are positively correlated. That's going to naturally trigger a pump. So it might be dumping itself into the pump. I haven't been monitoring the 5-day next to me as I've been in and out on the lower term time frames. I'm just making sure I'm on the right side of the drift or the expansion. Contraction, positive correlated, that's your negative drift. So on your higher term time frame, like the 7-day, there's a lot of work that needs to be put in order to turn this around. Why? Because if we close below, if we close below 4502, we will definitely have mean reversion phase to the downside, and that monthly mean becomes a point where the bears, this is a book flip point by any means, and this becomes a book flip point where selling pressure just gets nailed on to run you further down. So you start to close below this region, you start triggering a lot of sell orders, like sell walls over here. Close above it, you'll still have them as buy walls. 14-day, what do we have? 14 days looking for its trend to the downside. Contraction, still sideways. It's a little bit sketchy at the moment. So to defend the 14-day, to put in like a bull div, what you'll need to be doing is closing candles above this weekly. Alright, so if this candle can close above the weekly, which will open the next one above the weekly, and it closes above the monthly mean here, not the weekly, you will see that that will have it deny this mean reversion, this bearish mean reversion, and it will kick it back up into this negatively decaying trend on the 14-day. And then we'll leave it off on XRPUSDT 21-day. I should actually put on the 15-minute cone, and then we can have a good observation out of here. So we can see that our higher term time frames, as much as we've dropped, they're not as bearish as one would think, but these are the points to look for continuation, where they're on like a 2-day, a 3-day, it was up here, a 24-hour, it was up here. Okay, so to look for continuation on the daily, it will be in this range over here, and your longer term trend is for over here. Okay, and move over to the 21-day. 21-day has the same laws. So that is negative drift, that is expansion. That is negative drift, that is expansion. So it's sideways. So if this carries on printing like this and doesn't move, we naturally start to float back up to 6679. Okay, and that just because of the positive drift, or they will not because of the positive drift, but because everything is sideways, it tells me that this candle close wants to close as a doji. So even if it's down, it has a mean reversion to close as a doji. Right, we have outlier events. So there's quite a bit of time to wait this out. I think patience will be of best virtue. XRP USDT 15 minutes. Put it on the cones. I'll give you the cone level. How long have we been? So we have to go back one cone. Put on the cone. That's cool. And we have to go back one cone. Okay. Actually, let me double check that, because sometimes my internet likes to reload and do its own thing. But there, oh, we flashed on. Cool. So close above reverse wave trend, look for continuation through the mean up into this one. Close below reverse wave trend, you're going to look for here. But I think a cleaner structure and failure would be a failure at this PB cone. So given we've had some buyers action here, lift that up, I'd expect them to want to fail it here. But our trigger is this thing when we cross here, even here on the cone. So we're going to have a lot of attraction for liquidity to the upside. And the 5 minute, so there's our VRE touch. And let's see what our 1 minute has to say whilst we're here. See if we can get a good read on this. Boom, that's good. I need you off, I need you on. I need you switcheroo, contraction, positive. So that's contraction, and that says negative drift. What's going to flick it? You'll see as soon as one of these flashes red. They haven't been able to flick it red. So still more selling pressure in here. They got it above the JMA and we didn't get any red action. There we go. Now we're moving into negative drift. Contraction positively correlated. So drag it down into reverse wave trend. You failed this region, look for the bounce here, and then we look for mean reversion back up to the weekly mean. I hope that was helpful. Ciao bella.